Good Holy Saturday morning, and this is not much I can say. It's the quietest day, at least in the morning, and the afternoon is the quietest day in a sense in the life of the church. It's something. That's how I remember. It seems like after the tremendous drama of Good Friday, it's quiet. It's the quiet of, in a sense, the quiet of sadness. It's kind of a sad day in many ways, I think. I don't know. I'm just trying to think back about it in my own life. Yet, as we approach the evening, of course, we move into the great explosive drama of Holy Saturday night and Sunday, of course, Easter Sunday, when the full revelation of the meaning of Christ's death is now shown, and in rising to glory, in his resurrection, we rise. See. The triumph of Good Friday is witnessed on Easter Sunday. You can go with the quietness of Holy Thursday, and it's quiet, okay? You can hear the chimes going on. They're not very quiet. But the quietness of Holy Saturday maybe is the restful period just before the explosion of life, which is obviously Easter Sunday, great symbol of life, the emergence of life out of death, you see, the fulfillment of life through death, now brought to completion, eternal completion in Christ risen. The church, both the church in glory as well as the church suffering. You know, I'm not saying anything. I'm not doing very well these days in these reflections. I'm sorry. But I think of the Easter time, the Easter mystery, and I think of Holy Week is both sacred and barren in many ways. There's a sadness in it. There's an austerity to it. You're not clicking your heels. The greatest high point, in a sense, anticipating it, is Palm Sunday. You know, Christ triumphantly enters into Jerusalem only to enter into his suffering. He triumphantly enters Jerusalem in order to be crucified on Friday and to be betrayed on Thursday, but risen on Sunday. Palm Sunday leads to Easter Sunday by way of Good Friday. No Good Friday, no Easter Sunday. And even Palm Sunday becomes a farce. Who cares? Another false prophet, another false king coming in to be quickly dismissed into oblivion. But with given Good Friday and Easter Sunday, and the church is born, it becomes the entrance into Jerusalem is Christ's entrance into his passion, and that's the hope of the world. It's the hope of humankind. Yeah. It's funny. It's hard to, I don't know, the toughest week in the year in some ways to do, for me, to reflect on it. Tough in the sense there's so much to say, and I'm so clumsy in saying it. Maybe I'm too informal. I don't know. But I'm sitting here in the chair, hoping Lily doesn't bark. If she does, she does. See? And there's the quiet of my home. With the symbols around me, the life I have lived, I have to say, and I think of my own vocation, my own priestly religious vocation, and how it's evolved in a way I could never have expected it. Maybe it's it's a great mystery to me how things have turned out for me, and how the choices that I have made and the support that the order has given me and all the rest. What a wild and imaginative, what a wild time I have had. Wild not in a sense of fun, but wild in the sense of unimaginable. I would have never thought of this. Never thought of it. The great adventure of my life. Yes, and it's because of the Passionist. That is the truth. Yeah, that is the truth. The debt I owe to the order is beyond paying. I could never pay it back. But my debt to Christ for calling me. And he called me in a mysterious way. See? Way I didn't know. I thought I was going to live monastically the rest of my life. Instead, I've lived the last 34 or 35 years, in a sense, monastically, because I live in solitude. I live by myself, except for Lily the dog. Yeah, I live by myself. I live in the quietness of my day. It's gotten more so as my very, very close friends have died. My Junie, but so many others have died. And my social network has diminished dramatically over the last 10 or 15 years. And so more and more I spend my hours alone. When I come back from school, I have very little social life, and I don't even want it. I sort of like the quietness of my home. with all its symbols, I call them sacraments. The sacraments of my life are all around me. Yeah, the wolves, the bears, stuffed bear, the deer head, and all the rest. I don't worship them. I live in their presence, and they live in my presence. And they carry the story, the narrative of how my life has evolved, even the university. See, one place you got books on the floor, another place you got a wolf looking at me. It's my story. It's my narrative. It's my story, and it's inseparable from my vocation as a passionist, as a priest, but especially as a passionist. Passionist priest, teacher, scholar, philosopher. I don't consider myself a scholar, but a philosopher. I am called to be that in a very mysterious way, and kind of a quasi half-baked, uninformed, it's rather informal pastor at the same parish for 52 years. When you think about that, 4 generations pushing 5, who would have believed it? What an adventure. Maybe I'm just thinking that on Holy Saturday, in the quietness of Holy Saturday. See? In some ways, I lived the passion of it. In certain ways, I've buried those who I love the most in this world. Okay? I share in that pain of emptiness, of the loss of those whom I have loved and been loved by my family, by my friends, my most close and intimate friends, Junie especially, okay? But also so many others. But also I've had the great adventure of a career, a professional life, which I never imagined I would have ever had. A preaching career in a parish. I didn't want any part of a parish. All I wanted was a roof over my head. I've been there for 50 years. 5 generations, 4.5 generations of people. The great adventure of grace. All I feel and I breathe and trust in the the finger of God guiding me, calling me in His way, as He called the apostles, and the blessing of the order, who both blessed me and trusted me and sprung me loose. I mean that, they sprung me loose. They could have made me come back, they didn't. They told me, go live your life. Do it your way. Thank you, Frankie Sinatra. Do it your way. And that's what I've done. I don't know why I'm even sharing that with you, but I guess because I don't have a text in front of me. And just think about the journey of my life, as it were. You could say, I have never suffered greatly in the way many people have, but I have shared in the suffering of many. And I've had my own moments of great sadness, and I still do. I still grieve for the dying and the dead, especially those intimate to my experience in life, my family, my Junie, and others, okay? But at the same time, I can never, ever, ever say that life has gypped me. I have had such a rich and beautiful life, beyond my imagination, beyond my wildest imagination. In many ways, I have tasted Good Friday, but I have really tasted Easter Sunday. I have felt the richness of the divine love for me, calling me and recalling me over and over again into a way of life that I never expected, full of blessing and challenges and suffering, but full of blessings. I am grateful for the Easter mystery that I have been called into by God. I mean that. I mean that.